Hey guys, it's Tombox. Welcome to Late Night Yu-Gi-Oh! With Tombox. Well, technically this video is probably uploaded in the morning, but we're going to be doing 5 different combos with 5 different decks, meta decks, I suppose. And I'm not going to be doing it live because I got all my decks kind of all sorted here. We've got ourselves our Dinosaur deck, we got ourselves Dragon Links, we have Gouki, Infernoble, okay, that's not a deck box, Infernoble, and Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss is kind of like on my table right now, so you know, this is why I'm not going to do it live. I'm just going to do it through like 8.0 Pro just because it's a lot quicker, guys. I just don't want to bother with cleaning up and unsleeving, and it just takes too long. But yes, for all these combo decks, you see that whenever people do like a combo profile, they talk about, oh, how great it is. Oh my god, once you execute the combo, oh, they're dead. But like, honestly, there are choke points in these combos, and that's what this video is going to be about. We're going to execute the end board, and we're going to talk about the choke points as we do it. And if you guys want to, you know, chime in into the comment section, leave it down in the comment section where you think the choke points are and which hand trap is the most effective. We can talk about. We're not going to limit ourselves to like the hand traps that we're going to see in the main deck. I get that we are going to see a lot of Ash, a lot of Gamma. Cool, that's fine. But you can even throw in some more niche stuff like, I don't know, D-Shifter, Lancia. A lot of them, they're all pretty effective, I would say. So, you know, we're gonna accept all sorts of hand traps. Leave it down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button, hit like, hit subscribe, ding the notification bell. If you guys really want to support this channel, check out the Patreon link down in the description below because it really helps me out. And sooner or later, I'm gonna need your help, guys. And also check out my second channel on Tombox Z. If you guys are looking to start off on Zen and Zard, I am going to upload a video about how you can start playing completely meta, free, basically top tier decks within 30 minutes of starting the game, which is really stupid. I did it for my brother's account, I did it for my wife, I did it for a couple of my other friends, but just know it will suck out the fun because you're playing meta right away, so there's no learning curve for you. You're jumping into the deep end right away. Anyways, let's get into the combos. Okay, let's start off with Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, I think they have some of the most OP and anti-hand trap based combos that can end with a board that, well, it doesn't really give you very much opportunity to play unless you have like a Dark Ruler no more to kind of out them. So let's start things off. Let's use the Terraforming. We already have the Terraforming on the Lost World. Let's just use it anyway. So we have the Lost World and we have a Fossil Dig. Okay. Let's just dig it out. We're going to add our copy of Miscellaneous right now so that we can get ourselves everything here ready. So we're going to activate the Lost World just to make things very difficult to hand trap. And even if they wanted to, we're just going to summon out the Oviraptor, bait a hand trap, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and if anything, you can throw this as Chainlink 3. Why not? Just throw everything out there. Give them a token that you're going to pop later on, and we're going to add to our hand the Baby Ceratosaurus. You just add that to your hand, it's fine. From here, we're going to banish the Miscellaneous Source. This is where we get into the Archosaur. We already normal summon, guys, so just keep that in mind. Pop that. Put this on board. This is gonna pop. This. Add the double evolution pill. Baby Ceratosaurus is going to activate. And we can go ahead and we can put a Giant Rex out if you want. That's fine because we can still do the shenanigan here. Let's just special summon out the Giant Rex anyway, so that we have Dolka later on in the combo. We're going to activate the effect of Soul Eating Oviraptor, try to pop that. And we're going to protect it with Lost World's effect, and we're going to pop another Baby Ceratosaurus, and that's going to activate. And when that activates, we're going to summon out the Dracula. So this is the kind of board that you want to start with as soon as you can. If you don't have Lost World, that's fine too. You can still end with the board with double Herald of the Arclight with a UCT somewhere in the middle and another card or another 2 cards on the board. And now we're gonna special summon out the Linkaribo just so that we have a bit of a typing fix. And now we're gonna go into our Dolka. The key weak point here is that if they don't open with a Lost World, it's not likely that they're going to have a Dolka that's on the board. And the point that you can actually hand trap is right here. Christian Hakifa Bracket is not protected by the Miscellaneous Source. So this is the point where you Ash. I don't care what you do, just don't let them summon out another card, and that's key. If they have Dolk out, that makes it super difficult. Mainly because you can't Imperm already because of the Drac Egg, and you can't Gamma. So you're limited onto monster-based hand traps, and that's where Dolka protects everything at this point. And you're kind of just stuck eating it. So this is like full on. I go for the Plague Spreader. With the Plague Spreader, we can just link everything down to Link Cross. Yes, I am playing Reprodocus. You know, shout outs to Crush Car Yu-Gi-Oh for the end board. I didn't think about actually using a barrier statue, so this one does end with a barrier statue at the end. With a UCT, with the double negate, it's pretty nasty, and they have a token, they can't impermanent. You know, there's no targeting, there's no effect veiler or anything like that. So that's why this one's pretty nasty. Finding a choke point, it's really about them not having that Lost World, or you have a Ghost Ogre for that Lost World. So in other words, it's a double hand trap situation. So we're gonna create 2 tokens. Go for the 2. You're gonna need the 2 anyway. And we're gonna reuse some of these extra bodies. Otherwise, if you're not trying to finish with a board with, oh, no, let's not go into that. Let's go into the Metal Marcher. Metal Marcher, we're gonna revive some stuff here. This is gonna turn into Herald, and we're gonna use this to revive the Plague Spreader. It doesn't really matter what you revive here, to be honest. And now you can go into Herald. Now, if you did not go into the Dulka, you would have had another baby Ceresaurus on the field, and then you can make double Herald, which is double negate because they're not once per turn. Now we go into our Herald. Now we have Herald on the board, double negate. It's really good. Cut out even more hand traps, if anything. And then we can go into Reprodocus right here. Remember, Plague got revived from Metal Marcher, so it's fine. We're going to activate Plague's effect. We're going to put a card back to the top of the deck, and now we're going to summon Plague straight into the arrow. We're going to activate Reprodocus' effect, change the typing, all into Winged Beasts. So if you get to the Winged Beast stuff, now you can special summon out Simorg. It's been a while since I've heard this name, since Infinite Negate hasn't been a thing for a while. Now we can use our Pill. And our Pill, we can go ahead and banish our Animadorn Archosaur and perhaps a Link Cross. And would you like to chain another card? Let's say no. And now we have our UCD. And during the end phase, we're going to summon out Block. This is the thing to prevent people from, like, throwing a kaiju on you or anything. Like, okay, let's look at this board. Let's look at exactly what we have right here. So we have anti-targeting thanks to that token. They could probably link that away if they wanted to open up the zones, but Dulka is here to stop any sort of monster effect from going off. I think one of the biggest things here would be double pop, like double mass pop, like they go lightning storm on you. You can put this in defense mode. You can put, if you put everything in defense mode, you're gonna get run over, so that's a bit of a problem. But you can definitely put Ultimate Conductor Tyranno in defense mode instead. With that in mind, yeah, if they try to go into battle phase, you can just go ahead and use Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. If you have a monster in hand, just pop the monster in hand, or you can use the Simorg Bird and just pop that and flip them face down. That's fine. If they want to do mass popping, then it's Herald of the Arclight. That's one of your best options. Or if they have, and a way to break the board, I would say, is to use Dark Ruler No More plus like a Raigeki or a Dark Hole. That would immediately just clear the entire board. That I think would actually be not bad, but preferably Raigeki, because you can probably use the field spell to kind of pop the egg and maybe just get a couple monsters extra. So maybe that would work, but it would be a bit difficult, especially under Dark Ruler No More. This won't be forcing all your stuff to get banished, so there's that to keep in mind as well. Okay, combo number 2, we're going to do Dragon Link combo. This is rather self-explanatory, but yeah, let's just start off with a Dragon Summon. We're going to turn this into our Striker Dragon, and we're going to add ourselves a Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Basically, any 2 dragon, you can start it off, and it's going to end with a Savage, with a Buster Lock, a Negation from Herald, and maybe additional couple cards depending on how you actually got there. And the reason why this deck is so scary is because all of the paths eventually lead to this, and all their extenders are still pushing for the same play. Very similar to Infernoble Knights, and to some degree. And we're going to add this. Now, the combos might vary depending if you already have access to your copy of the Rocket Tracer to go into the Savage. If you don't, then you're going to cut yourself off of one hand rip, I would say. In this case, I already have it, so I'm just going to secure it by putting the Absol into the graveyard, giving me the White Dragon, and the Absol is going to give me my Rocket Tracer. There, I've secured it, and I'm just going to execute the combo from here, just giving you guys a little step-by-step, and only stopping at the choke point, which is coming up like very soon. So we're going to go with the Red Eyes Darkness Metal, special summon this one out. We're going to activate the effect here to special summon out our copy of Black Metal. You can do different ways of actually executing the combo. You can summon out the Brotar right away and immediately get your search for the Chaos Dragon Legionnaire, but I'm going to do it the standard way, imagining if it's not there. First things first choke point's right here, Romulus. If you can Ogre or Gamma this card, I would do it because getting rid of the body is super important. And if they have the Dragoonity Divine Lance already in hand, they have nothing to equip it to. Therefore, they can't get themselves the tuner. They have to get some way to use them, burn the Tracer right away. And the combo is just not as successful. So that's choke point number 1 for this particular deck. Okay, we're going to activate this. Do you want to Ogre this? You should have Ogred the monster ahead of time anyway, because there's no other target, giving them a dead card in their hand. Phalanx here, you can probably, if you missed your opportunity to do it there because you use like a Phantasme to draw into it, then you can probably Ogre this card here too. That also works, so that they don't have their tuner. And without their tuner, they don't get to go into Halki Fibrax. That's an option for an area which you can Ogre. But they're just going to do Link Cross shenanigan here. I'm just going to continue the combo. So Link Cross for 2, and then do the Metal Marcher shenanigan. 1, 2, just nothing too fancy here. Metal Marcher. Marcher is the one that's going to get turned into Halki Fibrax, whereas the Dragon is the one that we're keeping. We're going to summon it to the middle zone just because it's just easier for us to do a little bit of zone management. And we're not going to go into Herald right away because we're going to use a different 3 for the Herald. That's going to be the Rose Dragon, because Red Rose Dragon summons out the White Rose Dragon out of the deck, giving us the 2 bodies. And this is where we're going to Synchro into the Herald, giving us the negation, and the banishing starts here. So just remember that you're going to do a lot of banishing. White Rose gets summoned out from the Red Rose, and now we have our 2 arrows that need to point to the double arrow. So LP, and now we go into Striker, activate the LP. LP is now going to summon out the Brotar. Typically, it'll be a Brotar at this point. So I'm just going to summon from hand. Use the effect. Oh man, I really don't want to dump this card, but you know, for the sake of the combo, I'm just gonna dump this card because I need all the other pieces. It's all the other pieces, just way more value. So yeah, we're gonna dump away the Psyframe Driver, and we're gonna add to our hand a Chaos Dragon Levianeer. We can just straight up just summon this card, just get rid of the Rose Dragons and the Black Metal Dragon. Or if you're gonna revive the Darkness Metal, let's just go with that. Let's revive the Darkness Metal later. Alright, so we got ourselves the Chaos Dragon Levianeer. Use the Protector Whelp into the same arrows, and use the Brotar to turn into Pisty. We're not going to use that effect because we want to keep our cards. Make it the Pisty right here. Pisty can activate its effect. Now, if you use Rocket Tracer as part of your combo, that's where you revive it at this point. But if you didn't, then you can get an option of another free card that you could probably get back a bit more value. You can go for the Absolute Router if you want to. In this case, I'm just going to go with the Darkness Metal because it's... If you can keep this card alive, it's really good for you. Now we're going to go into Hieratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. Really good card. This is a free bounce. And I believe it's also non-target, if I remember correctly. I've been using this card for such a long time now. We're going to activate the Boot Sector Launch. Now, don't worry about putting your Chaos Dragon Levianeer into the graveyard, because I think it's fine that you can actually put that into the graveyard, because you can just add it back with Safeguard the Star Liege, and from here we can activate this. Some of the Rocket Tracer. Now, if you had a level 4, or if you didn't have a level 4, then it kind of changes up how you want to execute this play. What's in here? We have a Chaos Space. I guess we can technically revive something, but for Chaos Space, I kind of did I start with a Black Dragon? I don't believe I started with a Black Dragon, or did I? I don't think I did. So in any case, I can just do this where I can just go with a Banish a Striker Dragon, put this away. You can even use the Chaos Space to give you an additional card. Put it back, draw a card. Okay, and now we can just Synchro. I don't even need to pop. If I wanted to pop, I would. Just do this. Keep a zone open for yourself. Activate the effect. And we're going to be reaching our end board very soon. We're going to equip the highest attack. Well, let's put it right here. And activate this. Target the Savage. And now you put them under a Buster Lock. So there's your Buster Lock. Even if they use Dark Ruler no more, they still have to gun through it. The only deck that would really successfully gun through it, I would say, is Dark Ruler no more with the Infernoble Knight, or Dark Ruler no more coming from what's that deck with the Dinosaurs? Yeah, Dinosaurs, they can just run through everything. It's just how they are. They're just that. powerful. That's why they're really good going second deck. But this is basically a standard end board. You might not see this monster right here. This is just a bit of an extra push. Yeah, but that's why they're able to gun through so many hand traps. But the weak point would be LP, because you can prevent the Brotar, and that would prevent the Chaos Dragon, that Veneer, from coming out and ripping your hand apart. And the other part would be the Romulus, which can completely cut the combo short. I think that those are the two key points for Dragon Link. And these are the kinds of end boards. And how do you break this if you're going second? You can sphere mode them. It kind of sucks if you sphere mode this piece, because they'll get a new monster back out, and they still have a Brotar in the graveyard, so they're not likely going to die, but you can easily just kaiju this and work around it as well. And this card provides them with a bounce to keep this alive. So just a lot of things, little interactions to keep in mind. Sphere mode's pretty good. Dark Ruler No More obviously is really good, because that just turns off everything except for the summoning effect of this card. That's still going to be live, because that triggers in the graveyard. So yeah, there's that. This is Dragon Link. Okay, combo number 3, we are doing Infernoble combos. We've done so many of these already, but since it's part of the meta, we are going to showcase it here once again. And this is going to be the one where we start with, well, judging by the hand here, we're going to start with the Gear Freed on the side, and also depending on your extra deck. My extra deck is a little bit different. I run a VFD in there just because I can do Herald VFD, and it just wins the game, especially in the game ones. And even if they side in like Forbidden Droplets, I don't really care, because they can't really do it during the standby phase while the Herald is still up, and that's where it's a really cheesy way of playing. I think it's still a pretty good way to actually stun your opponent out and just crushing them. But aside from that, I'm running Omega, and if you don't run Omega, or if you don't run VFD, you can just do the other more standard play using Oliver. And I'm not going to be using the Oliver start. I'm going to be using a Genba start instead with the Gear Freed. So let's just kick things off. I have one Heritage of the Chalice. We're going to activate that to add the Ogier, and I have Phoenix Blade, and that's not good. That's going to add a little bit of RNG into my combo. So we'll start with the Gear Freed stuff. So let's just kick this off right now. Ogier, activate. Effect, dump the Gear Freed into the graveyard. I'm going to activate the Phoenix Blade because I need to toss the blade into the graveyard. And we're going to special summon out the Renault. And we're going to use the effect of that. Add the Gear Freed back. Okay, we're just going to go into Isolde. Now, we're not banishing the blade for any reason, and if anything, probably should have done something a little bit differently there with the way plays that we did. We're just going to add a card in here, and it has to be the level 5. We have to add the red layer to our hand, all right? And in any case, I'm probably doing this a little bit out of order, but anyways, we'll send 2 cards. The cards we're going to send is the Durandal, and we're going to send a Smoke Grenade. You can send the Smoke Grenade later, but the one card that you have to have in the grave is the Phoenix Blade. So we're going to summon this card out. We're just actually going to set everything up right now. Activate this. We're just going to banish the Durandal. Special summon this one out. Just imagine that this was already here ahead of time. It's just really hard to set up this combo, so I'm just going to do it the way that I'm used to, which is this is supposed to have happened earlier. So now we're gonna do the actual part. So this was the setup, and now we're gonna finish it off here. So we're gonna go into Link Cross, go for 2, and this is just the Tatsunoko shenanigan all over again. No difference here. So Metal Marcher into Tatsu, revive the Genba. I'm never gonna negate my own card. So yeah, go into the Tatsu. All right. Now we're gonna go into the Brother of Omega. Why are we not using like Savage? If you start with a Savage here, you're gonna end with a really awkward board. Mostly end boards will require you to go into the Aurora Dawn first before you even start making your Synchros, and that's very much true. Luckily, this is a monster that removes itself, and your opponent basically has to eat it at this point. So, all right, we're just gonna rip a card out. So that's 1. So now you kind of know what deck they're playing already, and from here, well, we're just going to continue on. We're going to go into Krishna Hockey Fibrax. We're going to activate the effect. And fortunately, we actually have to summon out our Despot 01. And with the Despotto 1, we are going to now make the Aurorodon. Alright, so this part seems super normal. Nothing fancy here. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to activate the effect of the 001, and we're going to put this into the zone. Wow, technically you have an OTK right here. That's kind of nice. But what we're going to do here is we're going to synchro the 001 right now into the Power Tool Dragon at this early juncture of the combo. Activate the effect. And we're going to add a DDR. And the thing is, I should have a third DDR. Okay, there. Guaranteed DDR right now. Added the DDR. Now we're going to use our copy of Phoenix Blade. Oh yeah, and there is... Yeah, hold on. There we go. And now we're going to activate our copy of our Phoenix Blade. And we're going to banish the Genba, guaranteed. And we're going to banish one other card that we really don't care about, like say the Renault. Activate the effect of Aurorodon. Get rid of the Power Tool Dragon. Remember, you're going to get your numbers back anyway. And now we can summon out the Coltwing. Cool, Coltwing, summon out 2. It's mandatory, guys. And 001's gonna activate. Summon back from the graveyard. Make yourself a Herald of the Arclight. Now activate DDR. Dump the Phoenix Blade that you added. Summon back the Genba. Synchro into Rollin, so we can get ourselves a Smoke Grenade and all the other juicy ads. And now we can go into our Spicy Charles. And in this way, you would have the negate here. And technically, if you really are greedy, yeah, you can just jump right to here. You did the Hand Rip already, and you get another monster back. Remember, your board does consist of a Psyframe Lord Omega as well. So you're going to rip another one during the end phase. So if we go just jump to the end phase now, we're just going to resolve the effect of this buddy here. We're going to toss into the graveyard one of these. And we're going to add to our hand a Gearfried. Charles's effect is going to go off. Equip our Smoke Grenade. And I'll take another Fire Warrior. The Fire Warrior we're going to take is going to be like Oliver. I'm going to pop this. Pop the smoke. And it seems like they're playing Dragon Link. Ooh. In this case, we'll just banish Brotar. Or maybe we'll just banish this. Like, if we take away the Brotar, we know exactly what they have. It's hard for them to play. This is what we were playing with, and that's the kind of advantage that we're going for. And like during my opponent's turn, what are they gonna do? Like, we have control with the Roland as well, so it's gonna be a tough time for our opponent to kind of get through. Combo number 4, we're going to go into the Gouki territory. Rather than Gouki territory, this is more or less going to be focused on Dragoon-based combos, and we're going to be using Virus Swordsman and also Virus Berserker from the Codebreaker archetype. So the way you start the combo, like any other Gouki deck, you just special summon out 2 warriors. Again, Isolde is the choke point of this entire combo. So just have the 2. Once you get to the 2 and get to the Isolde, you can do some little chain blocking just to annoy your opponent like crazy. So make that chain link 1 and make this chain link 2. If you don't open with another Gouki in your hand, you're going to need to do double Gouki. So the one to add to your hand is going to be the Headbat, and the one that you kind of have to dump into the graveyard has to be, well, don't use a level 1, add like Twist Cobra or something like that. You can't summon this one out anyway, so that's fine. Okay, we can try to play through this. Droplets in hand. I guess this is going to be a bit of a rough time right now. So we're going to activate our Isolde for 1. There's only 2 equip spells in the index, so you're not going to brick yourself, and it's a useful equip spell. And Phoenix Blade, if you open a double equip, then that's a serious brick. So that's a weak point. If you see them not doing any of this stuff, that means they probably open with both, and that's a good easy read for you guys. And we're going to go with Gouki Guts, since we already used Octo Stretch. So Guts is the one that we're going for because we need the level 1, and level 1 is super important for this combo. We're going to activate the Headbat, dump the Twist Cobra, target the Guts, and put this on board. It's super awkward to Nibiru. They can try to Nibiru here, but this is kind of like their last point of Nibiru. Otherwise, there's no real point because rematch is going to keep going. Rematch automatically gives you 2 bodies, which gives you a Vert Anaconda going into Dragoons automatically, and that's like an easy out. And just free Dragoons is going to be very painful. So either way, there's going to be a double search here. So we're going to see like a Linkuriboh into the Guts. Guts' effect, add the rematch. And they have to do it because you're going to go into Appaloosa here. So this is the Appaloosa. Boom. Done. And headband effect. Great. Free chain links. Like because you can add another rematch because, you know, Gouki searching soul charge is like one of the most free things. And we already have the Phoenix Blade, so we're going to use that to pay cost for later on. We're going to activate the rematch, and if they have anything that would disrupt you, say, I guess DD Crow. DD Crow is probably the best one, I would say. Other than DD Crow, because you have 2 rematch, you can't even use Ghost Bell because that's an activation negation. So let's get 2 different levels on the board. And we're going to do the Virus Baker Swordsman. So the Virus Swordsman and the Virus Berserker package. So the thing is that if your deck can spit out an Appaloosa pretty early on, I highly recommend trying to just run this tiny little package. It's just 2 effect monsters, doesn't even have to be warrior related, it's just that Gouki can spit it out so easy and you get yourself 0 day. Don't summon it to your opponent's side of the position, just summon it out to your side of the field, and then now you're going to do a Berserker. Like, this is the combo that you should be aware of. This is like something that's super underrated, so might as well learn it. So Virus Berserker gets to summon out the 2. So with with 1 rematch, you're able to get 6 materials worth of bodies. And I think that's pretty good. Now, if you're going first, this is what Georgie told me. Go into Link Cross first, and then use it first. And you use the Virus Berserker instead of the other dude, because you need the number 3 to come up. Okay, so you can spit all that out. And next, we are going to go to the graveyard and use Linkuriboh. Take out the far zone here because we open up the space for our Dragoons at that spot. And now we can make our Rusty Bardiche. Rusty's effect, we're going to activate it, and we're going to dump the Ancient Cloak into the grave, setting the Shade onto the board. Activating this. Boom. Making ourselves an Abyss Dweller. And knowing the format Abyss Dweller is so useful. Turning off the graveyard, making Dogmatica suffer quite a bit. It's just naturally a good option. Now we're going to activate the Ancient Cloak. Summon out, or rather add to our hand the Boots. Special summon out the Boots. Use it with Link Cross to make Vert Anaconda. Activate the Boots. Get the Fog Blade. Set the Fog Blade. And hand trap wise, Imperm is probably your best bet. You can technically also use Nibiru, but you have to pair Nibiru with another hand trap. So when you finish off at this point, just remember, if you do the Nibiru thing, you have to make sure that Nibiru, like the Appaloosa is part of the chain. So it's like Gamma Nibiru or Imperm plus Nibiru or something like that. It has to be a double chain here. And now we're gonna copy the fusion of the Red Eyes fusion. And you run 2 fusions, you also have an instant fusion, so if your Predator Plant doesn't die, you can actually use it again, which is actually kind of nice. And we're gonna summon out the Red Eyes fusion, dump these 2 materials, and boom, this is the board. If you think about how much control you have a 3 negate based Appaloosa, another negate coming from the Fog Blade, and battle based protection. Your battle based protection also it comes with the package of the Linkuriboh. Now if someone tries to evenly match you, you have a token on board, that's fine. You just chain the Linkuriboh so that it just gets rid of the token, get rid of the Linkuriboh. And that's something that actually happened at me versus Nishi actually, where he tried to Mystic Mine me. With the Mystic Mine, I chained the Dragoon to pop the Mystic Mine, and then he tried to evenly me, and he's like, oh, you got your token stuck there, and it's like, oh, that's actually a pretty good play. Chain Linkuriboh, and I still get to keep the Dragoons, and then he fell really behind after that, and then Dragoon just wins the game because he just burned a couple of cards. In simplified game state, I still have a negation, I still have my Phoenix Blade in my hand because I would have added it back anyway if I sent it to the graveyard. So that's the Gouki play, and that's how you actually play this particular board. Okay, we're gonna finish off with Burning Abyss. I think Burning Abyss is probably one of the ones that are harder to hand trap, to be honest, because everything kind of activates in the grave, and hand traps mainly interact with the stuff that's on the field. So this is the hand that you kind of need. Basically 2 Burning Abyss monsters plus a tuner that can be used to extend into Christian Hulky Fibrax. So we're going to normal summon out the Graph because we want the effective Graph to summon out the Seer. So this is going to be the normal. Farfa is the one that we're going to burn. I'm sorry, Farfa, you're going to the graveyard for free this time. And we're going to turn you into your best friend Cherubini, YugiTuber. And we're going to get the effective Graph off. Graph is going to summon out the Seer onto the board. And we're going to use Cherubini. Don't forget to use Cherubini. If Sea Archiver is already in your hand, that's fine. It's kind of a waste of a card in your hand, but then you can send something else into the graveyard. That's maybe a bit more useful. Who knows? Maybe a Libic to summon another card out of your hand. But we're going to go into Sea Archiver. And it's a cost. Don't hand trap this card. It's a complete waste. Sea Archiver is there. Now we're going to activate Emergency Teleport because Wielder. Free summon. Why not? Now we can activate the effect of Sea Archiver, summoning itself out onto the field. And now we can make ourselves a Dante. And Dante can help us cycle a couple of cards out. And Dante can sit right here. Don't use the effect of Dante. It's a complete waste if you do. What if you mill a certain combo piece in your deck? That's going to waste your cards. So instead, we're just going to go straight into the Hulky Fibrax right now. Milling cards is bad for Dante for that particular instant. We're going to activate this effect. It's a bunch of chain blocks, so it's very difficult to hand trap. The only thing you can really do here is imperm the Christian Hulky Fibrax, which is something I do recommend, but anything that needs to chain directly is not going to be an option because of the amount of chain blocking that is going to occur. You can also use DD Crow to get rid of the Dante. That's also pretty good. I would say that it's worth the picking right there. So you can get rid of that. But anyways, they're going to use the effect of Seer. We're going to revive the Dante, and then we're going to use Dante's effect, and we're going to get the Seer back to our hand. That we're probably going to dump back into the graveyard, to be honest. That's just how it's going to be. So we're going to put Dante right here. And we're going to summon out our Plague Spreader Zombie. Has to be Plague. Plague is the one that you can cycle the best. And use the Christian Hulky Fibrax. We're going to turn that into a Link Cross effect. Summon out 2 tokens, please. We are going to use both of these tokens. One is actually to level climb for synchroing. The other is just for Metal Marcher shenanigan. Alright, Metal Marcher. Activate the effect of Metal Marcher. Get back the Dark Tuner, because we're just going to get used as material for Rusty. Rusty's effect. Dump the Ancient Cloak and set the Shade. So we're going to activate the Shade right now. Summon it out, and now you have 3, 4, and 1, which gives us a beautiful level 8. Beautiful level 8, not just any level 8, a beautiful one, a savagely beautiful level 8. Savage. All right, here we go. So now we got Christian, we got our negation. We can activate our. We can go for the Ancient Cloak. Get the boots. Firstly, let's just turn our Dante into a Beatrice first. That's good. Now we're going to activate boots, or rather special summon out the boots, because why not? And now we got a Verte Anaconda, and we can activate the Verte Anaconda and put the Red Eyes Fusion. Dump our best friends, Dark Magician and Joey. Boom. And that is not the end board. Banish the boots. Get the blade. Set this. This is your end board. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 disruptions from that opening play. It's pretty strong, and it does come with a recovery package with the Dante. Dante can add back the Seer, basically recycle a couple of things here. Your extra deck's still full of things to do, and if your Beatrice does get destroyed, I believe you do get summoned out Pilgrim Dante, and Pilgrim Dante is also another force to be reckoned with. So this is kind of the end board that you're dealing with. You got double negate. This is a banish because it could be a Farfa, it could be a Calcab, it could be an Alec to turn off one of your effects. It's just a bunch of options. It's very flexible, especially with Beatrice. this is your Frog Blade. I guess you can revive your Rusty if you need to. And of course, Dragoon's just really big. So to turn this one off, you can probably just super poly these three. And you can probably play around with it. Or you can use Sphere Mode. Sphere Mode's actually not bad. Even Dark Blue No More can actually turn off most of this board. But if you do get rid of the Beatrice, Pilgrim Dante is a returning factor, and they still have a Fog Blade left. Hand trap wise, I think it's just the imperm is probably your most ideal, just due to the fact that there's just so much chain blocking going on, and Chair and Beanie's not really worth hand trapping. You can also use DD Crow to remove the Plague Spreader from your opponent extending too far. So those are some of the options that you can go for disrupting a board that's like this one. And yeah, just getting rid of Plague is actually kind of important. So that's that. Okay, let's look at the last bonus one. And that would be the final combo I want to showcase. I think these are probably the strongest combos of the current format so far, I think. I think there's probably stronger combos eventually as LCS kind of drops by and more and more people just showcase their things. So that is all I got for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button. If you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, hit the like, hit subscribe, ding notification bell. Check out my second channel at TomboxZ if you guys want to find some ways to play Zen and Zard in a cheap way, or learn about the game in the way that you would learn from MST.TV. So you know what? See you guys next time, and peace out.